Estuary fishing here. So this is Ireland, and the Shannon is this area here. This Shannon Airport, just in there. And we're going to focus on a few spots on the southern side. And they say it's not dissimilar to the Bristol Channel. They're saying the water is coloured all year round, and similar sort of species as well. So yeah, so just a few pointers. So it's quite deep in places. I think more at sort of the Little and Ballylongford, that area there would be a little bit deeper, but apparently they get a lot of tope. I've seen videos in the past of sort of some tope fishing there. There was a big blonde ray caught there in 2001, I think. It's good for skate as well at certain times of the year. So it's and apparently there's a lot of conger eels in there too. So we'll just reel off a few spots. We'll just go through it. So there's a place. We'll start with Foynes. This area here. That one there. So we've got there's a pier there apparently, but it's closed, so that ain't really a lot of use. So it's for a security and insurance issue. You still fish in the general area. However, long distance casting is required. Species and techniques. Locally, the fishing is produced mainly flounder and whiting. Not far off the beach, just opposite the swimming pool. There's an extreme deep water channel. Let's have a look. Doesn't look like the most picturesque sort of place to fish, does it? But okay, you get a lot of tide there. Yeah, so mainly mainly flounder and whiting. Bottom fishing into the channel produce conger at night, thornback rays, dogfish and codling. Whiting appear in large shoals in winter, especially nearing darkness on calm nights at high tide. Okay, there's another spot, Kilterry Pier. Let's try and find that. Kilterry Pier, where's that? There it is. Kilterry Pier. Right. So just past the village of Lowhill West. Let's have a look at this. Let's zoom in here. What's it say there? So species of bottom fishing from the pier will produce all the flatfish, including plaice and dab in summer. Plaice and dab in summer. Looks very muddy. Almost looks like the Bristol Channel. All this mud and stuff. Thornback ray and bullhuss, common enough catch. Dogfish a constant menace from low water up. Reputably roving packs of small smooth hound available at night to crab baits. Sea trout, dolphins. So it talks about conger eels. Best fishing is to the west under the lighthouse. Access is through the fields along the shore. Okay. Ray and huss are available during the summer, as well as small tope to 3 kilos. Yes, tope. Plenty of dogfish to keep you entertained. Winter dab and flounder readily available and whiting are caught in abundance. Fishing the westerly marks were not. Right, so that's Kilterry Pier. That there. Like I say, I really don't know what the tide is like there. But I don't know about you, but that looks. Well, it's sloshing around out there. It looks like there's a lot of tide. A lot of tide. So distance, you might not need a lot of distance. You might be better casting it. You can see it very well. You can see my cursor. You might be better casting out sort of this side instead of going out this side. Also, with the mud, a heavy sinker will get buried quite quickly. So you want little light sinkers. So easy to pull out. Well, make sure you got at least, if you're using a surf caster, make sure you're using these 18, £20 lines so you can So you can remove that. But if you're fishing for smooth hand, you look at 4.0, bull husk 4.0, rays 4.0. If you're going for placing dabs in the summer, obviously I'd recommend a sort of size 1, 1.0, something like that. Whiting, the 1.0, and Tope. You want a bit of a, like almost like a conger trace really for a Tope, and probably this sort of fish a mackerel head and shoulders, something like that, would pick it up. So yeah, so that's Kilterry Pier. Kilterry Pier. So you want to sort of, you know, if you're only there for a week, do you know what I'm saying? You might find it's easy just go on a charter boat in a place like that and just catch those species, and sort of, you know, trying to find somewhere to fish and all that. But no, these are perfectly easy spots to sort of to get to and to give it a go. But you might find that might just be a little bit more convenient if you sort of go on a charter boat, really. So Lowhill, which is here where my cursor is, so we're going back this way. Okay, and it's only going to, bottom fishing will provide sport with some big conger, huss, doggies and fullback range. The mark fish as well up to high water. Very little has been caught on the going tide. So that when they say the going tide, that's the ebb tide. The mark should definitely not be fished in bad weather. It was very exposed. So they're talking about park your car in the church car and walk towards the shore through the new housing estate. Right, okay. So I don't know where that is. Like I say, all these marks, what they're talking about there, you know, you might find it easier just fishing off the pier. Anyway, the next spot, Glyn, where are you, Glyn? Glyn Pier, another pier. Okay, what's it say? Another picturesque village and shore mark on the Foyne side, near the lay-by for cars. Species techniques, bottom fishing from the pier. There we are, we're back on a pier again. Very nice. What's it say on that? There it is. I've got to click on that. There it is. Glyn Pier. Okay, that's fair enough. That is fair enough. So, talks about, so bottom fish from the pier will produce all the flatfish, mostly flounder, thornback ray, bull husk, dogfish, and the odd scavenging conger. However, the recommended mark is the lay-by, just east of Glyn rather than the pier. Again, it seems to have declined in recent years for no apparent reason. Tell me about it. Okay. The lay-by. So, just talking about this area here, I suppose. Fishing just from here. Don't know. Okay. Salines. Where's Salines? Driscoll bed and breakfast? No. Like you say, you might find a charter boat might be the best way forward. Something like this. Shannon Estuary. Glencastle. Salines. Tarbert. What is that? Tarbert. Let's try here. It's a place called Tarbert in this corner here. Tarbert Ferry. Okay. So inner harbour has an in and outer pier. There's a third mark around the point at the power station. Species techniques. The inner pier is good for flatfish on a flooding tide, mostly flounder, but with the odd place and dab as well. The latter is renowned for the conger eel that it throws up straight below you, especially at night once the ferry has stopped sailing. So talking about conger off these piers at night. You know, yeah, there's nothing wrong with fishing off the piers at all, but you know, there'd be too muddy on these at low tide. This mud here, you just you just can't fish off it. So you'd have to go off something a bit rockier or pier or something like that. I mean, if it's a bit like that, nothing against the shore fishing at this particular location, but if that was me, if I was only there for a week's holiday, I'd want to book 2 or 3 days on a charter boat. With a local skipper who knows what's going to happen and when, and you know, and you're going to be right on the money straight away. But there's nothing wrong with you having a go at night for a conger or something like that for one of them piers. Okay, so we're going to scroll around a bit. Let's go to this area up this end. Let's see if we can find something a bit further down the channel. Little, is there anything there? Little Strand. Okay, it's a bit more of a sandy beach. So you've got a bit more sand up this way. Let's have a look at it. Little beach. So if it's ebbing, my cursor's going to be ebbing out to sea, and if it's flooding, it's coming this way. So just you've got to bear that in mind. You're getting towards the entrance here. And the fishing out here, I mean, you probably get blue shark and all sorts just in here, I'd imagine. But anyway, let's just go back to this beach here. What we got? Right, it talks about just short of Beale Point. Spot if the most westerly point on the wide open beach. Road access through the village of Ast. You will probably be asked to direction, species and techniques. Bottom fish of the beach will produce dabs, flounder and lots of dogfish. Oh dear. The odd bullhuss and ray is also caught here, and it fishes best in the first 2 to 3 hours of the flood only. Early flood. I can targeting the spring pack of Tope off this beach. Spring pack of Tope. Alright. So if you're there in spring, that would be a good time to do some Tope fishing. But there seems to be more species a bit sort of inside the channel, where there'd be a lot more tide and food naturally in here. In this sort of channel here, a bit further back, there seems to be a bit more fishier. Okay, what else have we got? Ballybunion. Let's have a look at that one. See what we got. Ballybunion. Next to every links golf course that is bound to be a good storm beach, and this is not different. You need to be on the northern coast of the Shannon Estuary, near the point. And it fishes best on the flood, although you can fish it on the ebb into the river channel. Species change. Surf and bottom fishing offers flatfish, mainly flounder and bass. And the trick is not to fish too far into the surf. I suppose he's talking about the bass fishing. Along this beach here, so this is the Links Golf Club he's talking about. And like you say, that's if it's fishable. That is it's a storm beach, so depending on what the swell is doing, that might be unfishable, might have a lot of weed and issues like that. Shannon Estuary, I'm guessing is this thing in here. Money Cashin Beach. This estuary in here. Moving inland from the point past Ballybunion, you come to a shore mark inside Shannon Estuary. Bottom fishing from this mark below the car park will generate lots of flounder and bass, but only on the flood. The odd mullet will also take a preferred lugworm bait. So he's talking about car park. Bottom fishing from marks below the car park. Where the hell's the car park? Is this the car park? There you go. Here's the car park, look. So in there, and on a flooding tide, marks below the car park, this sort of area here, wherever you can get bass, flounder, mullet. Probably better see some lugworm beds there as well. Yeah, so that's that's quite interesting. Quite interesting. So other marks along here. There is some other marks along here. I'm not going to go into them now, but you can generally see what sort of species there are. Out the front here, this area here sort of reminds me of a typical sort of Irish sort of surf beaches. A bit more normalised. Where a bit further back in here is a proper estuary, but a bit more like the Bristol Channel. And I wouldn't even rule out. It goes as far as here. It's Shannon Golf Club there, Shannon Airport. It talks this here, so I think a lot of the good fishing would be in this sort of area here where my cursor is. interesting spot. So that's the Shannon Estuary. That's my take on the Shannon Estuary. That's just to give you a sort of a feel for it, a vibe for it. You know, if you're going all the way to Ireland, that might not be for you. You might want to go somewhere a bit different. I will say one thing though, that is one spot where they do seem to do well for Tope. If you are a Tope person, I would say that would be the Tope hotspot of Ireland, which is pretty much why I'm sort of doing this video. Really, you get them elsewhere, but yeah, that does have a reputation for them, and yeah, beautiful part of the world. Okay, guys, thanks for watching, and more videos along the way. Thank you. Bye bye.